I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And we are going to play Master Duel today because today is a glorious day for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, hopefully. And that is what I want to focus on for now. We're going to look at the new pack in a second, but really quickly, just so we're all on the same page for today, this ban list is now in effect. So if you have these cards and you haven't dismantled them yet, there's a lot of bonuses to be had at the moment because they actually started hitting some super rares and ultra rares finally. They banned Appaloosa, they banned Ouroboros, and they banned Anti-Spell, all of which are ultra or super rare. If you have an alt art Appaloosa, I'm not entirely sure how it works with the dismantling on alt art Appaloosa. I believe, which I think is a little weird, but I believe they've announced that in the future there's going to be a system where if they ban an alt art, you can get rid of it and you get like a ticket in exchange. You get a ticket and you can change that for a different alt art or something like that. The problem is, and I think that's a little bit weird, is that that's not here yet. So that feature doesn't exist yet. So if you have an alt art Appaloosa, I think right now you have to hold on to it if you want the ticket. If you want the ticket to exchange your banned Appaloosa in the future for a different alt art, I think you have to hold it for now. So just I wanted to put that out there. If you have an alt art Appaloosa and you want to change it for any other alt art in the future, then don't dismantle it yet. But the other ones, Ouroboros, Anti-Spell, Called by the Grave, X Ryziel, Sword Ryziel, Chessy Cat, all of those are going to give you solid rewards or the upgraded dismantled bonus thingy when you get rid of them. So don't forget to dismantle all of these extra copies that you now have. But yeah, no, this is a ban list. If you've seen my reaction to this ban list, I recorded it off stream when they announced it and I posted it on YouTube. I was pretty happy about this. It's not, of course, you know, the big elephant in the room is Maxi is still legal in Master Duel, but other than that, I think this is a pretty good ban list, you know, banning a bunch of problem cards and you know, limiting Ryziel cards, limiting Malice cards, limiting Cult by the Grave, hitting Joel and Lockbird. I think it's a banger of a list, so I'm happy about it. And it's a good ban list, and it's accompanied by a pretty interesting pack that I want to talk about for a second before we hop into some. Of course, we're going to play Sky Striker today, okay? That's obviously going to be the first thing I'm going to try from this pack. But I want to talk about the implications of this pack a little bit because it's actually, I think, quite the meta-relevant pack, especially considering the fact that they have slightly adjusted Malice's power level and they have hit Ryziel a decent bit as well. These new cards are pretty relevant, and we're gonna find out how good we're gonna see how good exactly Sky Striker is today. But I want to talk about some of these decks in particular. And I think, honestly, something that I'm... it's a mix of scared and interested in seeing how it's going to work out is Lunalight. Because Lunalight is a very, very special Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. And it's very polarizing. It's a very polarizing Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. And for those of you that haven't been playing the TCG, I guess the best way to put it, or the best way to explain Lunalight as a deck, is just looking at Lunalight Liger Dancer. This card is a 3800 fusion monster that is unaffected by everything that isn't a Lunalight card. It can attack twice with 3800, and it can quick effect send a Lunalight from the extra deck to the grave to Raigeki the opponent on special summon monsters. So this is the win con of Lunalight, is just summon a 3800 completely unaffected monster that attacks twice and Raigeki's the opponent. And just hope that the opponent can't out it. Which, in the TCG, has already been a very relevant strategy for the last couple of months since the deck has come out. You know, it's been meta. People have played well with... People have played this deck. People have done well with this deck in best of 3. And it also got second at the World Championships. Because basically what this deck does is it very heavily focuses on... Well, is my opponent prepared for it? If not, then if I summon just one Liger Dancer, I can win in basically every game state if the opponent can't beat it. And in most of the standard Lunalight combos, they will not only summon one Liger Dancer, they will summon two Liger Dancers. So if you have just a single Underworld Goddess in your deck or whatever, and you can get to it, that's not enough. You need ways to out multiple Liger Dancers. So this deck, I think, is potentially a pretty big deal in Master Duel because it is a deck that functions, I think, a lot better in best of 1 than it does in best of 3. In the TCG at the moment, a lot of people are siding for Lunalight. Not every single deck does, but like a lot of decks will use cards like Lava Golem, or a lot of decks are on like searchable Kaiju technology, where you summon, for example, a Hita, the Fire Charmer, and play like one Dogoran, so you can search that. A lot of Mitsurugi decks play the Mitsurugi Kaiju, the Wosu, in the side deck. The problem is those cards are not good in every matchup, and they're also not very good when you're going first. So you run into this problem where in best of 1, do you want to heavily prepare for Lunalight to make sure you can beat 1 or even 2 Liger Dancers in just the best of 1 game that you're playing, right? And that's gonna be an interesting question in best of 1. And I think Lunalight, like realistically, if we look at these kind of strategies that benefit from best of 1, like for example Tenpai in the past, Tenpai is a deck that was better in best of 1 than it was in best of 3 because it was a blind second deck. It kind of lived off of the surprise factor, whereas in best of 3 it was still good, but it was not as dominant as it was in Master Duel. In Master Duel, Tenpai, I feel like, was, I think, out of TCG, OCG, and Master Duel, Tenpai was at its strongest in Master Duel because best of 1. Lunalight should be in the same boat, in my opinion. I think Lunalight is probably at its best out of the 3 formats in Master Duel, which, if you think about that for a second, that means it's probably pretty good in best of 1 because it was good in OCG, it's good in TCG currently, and if it's better than that in Master Duel, it's pretty good. One thing that's worth noting is that every single Lunalight deck plays Baguska, because Baguska is actually broken in Lunalight because it doesn't affect your own Liger Dancer, so you can just attack your opponent while you have Baguska in defense mode. So the standard end board of Lunalight is double Liger Dancer, SP Little Knight, and Baguska in TCG at the moment, and they cannot make that board in Master Duel, so you're gonna not have to play against Baguska, at least. We're gonna see how much that matters in the long term, but yeah, that deck is pretty relevant. Another deck that could potentially be pretty relevant is Onomat. Onomat is a rank 4 engine that has been really, really strong in the TCG, especially. And especially with Droll and Lockbird going to 2, you could see some decks probably pop up, because, I mean, Onomat Ryzeal is the deck we're talking about right now. Of course, this is the ban list that also banned Evil Swarm Ouroboros, so we cannot loop it with Eclipse Twins, but Eclipse Twins is a big deal for Ryzeal decks. So even outside of hand looping, Eclipse Twins is a really, really good card. So Onomat Ryzeal, I believe, is also a deck to be on the lookout for. And then we got Sky Striker, which I think is also one of those decks, funnily enough, that benefits from best of 1, which makes me happy because you can play like blind second Sky Striker. The problem for Sky Striker, and I guess we're gonna see if we run into this problem today at all, is Sky Striker cannot out double Liger Dancer. So if we're blinding second into Lunalight, we're probably going to lose. I'm not even sure if it's worth playing the Kaiju, because the problem with Sky Striker Hamp, I believe it's once per turn to summon. So you cannot possibly out 2 Liger Dancers with 1 Hamp in the deck. So if you play, and the problem is if you play no hand traps, there's no point in playing 1 Hamp, because every Lunalight combo, unless they mess it up, makes 2 Ligers. So yeah. But anyways, I've already opened packs before the stream because I wanted to maximize playtime and so on. So we're gonna build a Sky Striker deck right now. The first question that I'm asking myself while I adjust the accessories: should we go first or should we go second? Because Sky Striker can do both, in my experience. Sky Striker can do both. Also, yes, Amatsu is legal in Master Duel, which is cool. Amatsu, where is it? Here. This card is not out in the TCG yet. It is a new Link 1. One Sky Striker Ace monster. You can only special summon Amatsu once per turn. When a monster your opponent controls with 2000 or more attack activates its effect, quick effect, you can make the activated effect become destroy a Sky Striker Ace Link monster your opponent controls. When an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, you can target a Sky Striker Ace monster you control and one card your opponent controls, destroy them. It's just a neat utility tool in the extra deck. It's not super broken, but we are going to play it. We also got Camellia. We also got Combined Maneuver. I'm not sure how many of these we actually need. I'm just throwing in a bunch of the options that we have. We probably want SP. Have you completed the collector's file? I got the collector's file, but there's a bunch of random Sky Striker cards that I don't have. And I didn't really want to just craft them for no reason right now. Like, I don't have Aileron. I don't have Spectre. I don't have the Cyanos right now. And also, the collector's file includes regular art Kagari and alt art Kagari. And when I got the alt art Kagaris, I got rid of the regular ones. And I don't want to craft ultra rares right now just to complete the thing. Okay, we're gonna play 3 Rays. We're gonna play 1 Rose because Pot of Desires I think is limited in Master Duel anyways, so I don't think it's worth building your deck around that. This, I don't know how good Shark Cannon is in Master Duel right now. If a lot of Mitsurugi runs are out, we are gonna want it. If we go second, we want Jamming Waves. If we don't blind second, we don't want Jamming Waves. We definitely want 3 of this. We definitely want 3 Engage. We want 3 Linkage. I'm not a huge fan of Hornet Drones. We want 1 multi-roll. The extra deck is now 16. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut some stuff from the extra deck. Triple Tactics. We're gonna play 3 Thrust. Maybe 1 or 2 Talons. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna play Upstart. We're gonna play the 1 copy of Called By. I feel so good to see a 1 next to this card, dude. I mean, preferably I would like to not see it at all, but dude, I'm not sure if we're gonna play Maxi and Ash Blossom in this deck. I'll throw them in for now. We can play Black Goat. If we're, you know what? Let's try going first with Sky Striker. It's what I'm more interested in right now. Droplet is pretty good. We could play Goods. Oh yeah, Rhoda. Droll might be good this format. I mean, I don't know how much I vibe with hand traps in this deck. I guess it is a small amount. Can we try Runic? Oh yeah, I did want to play Striker Runic at some point. The thing is, I want to realistically, I want to try a more standard version first, and then work my way towards like the more like the different versions, right? Okay, so we've got Thrust Talons. We play a Blackout for going first. We can play Goods. Oh, it's limited. Do I really want to play 1 Metal Foes Fusion for 1 Foolish Burial Goods? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. However, we are missing the Radiant Typhoon quick play spell. Chicken Game. Chicken Game is at 3. We could play 3 Chicken Games. I think it should be more Talons. Do we just run it with the 1 Desires? I feel like we could. We probably should just play the 1 of Desires. It's nothing bad is gonna happen. Didn't you want to try Super Poly? We could play Super Poly. I'm not sure how good Super Poly is in Master Duel right now, and it's also going to take some extra deck spaces. But I don't hate the idea of trying Super Poly. So we can get away with 2 Kagari 2-0, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Do we need this? At the start of damage step, if this card attacks while you have Ray and Rose in your grave, destroy all monsters your opponent. It's cool. It's not... I personally haven't really used this one either much, but it is decent removal if you link summon on the opponent's turn. It can run over Liger in the battle phase. Wait, which one? Engage 0? I don't think so. I don't think Azalea or Camellia are needed. I liked Azalea a lot in the TCG when I played this deck. Camellia, I'm not sure I need it. We need to cut one card from this. Play 2 droplets. Avermax for Liger. You do need to play IP Masquerena for that too, right? In theory, shouldn't we play more Rose and Lemnis with Desires? I'm not going to put more cards, like, I'm not going to put duplicates into the deck just for the one copy of Desires. Yeah, the problem with those extra deck outs for Liger Dancer that involve IP Masquerena, in my opinion, is the fact that you're just gonna get board wiped when you summon the IP Masquerena, unless your opponent just isn't playing well, which I don't want to rely on. Just play Hamp if you're scared of Liger. It's not that simple because they usually summon 2 Ligers. And Hamp is once per turn, so it doesn't work. Okay, so this would be going first. Let me just try it for a couple of games. Let's see how it goes. But honestly, I think in best of 1, I'm more inclined to try a blind second version of the deck eventually. I think you have to ignore Lunalight with this deck. Honestly, depending on how popular the deck is, you could in best of 1. Because, like, especially if you're playing blind second Sky Striker, it might just be a matter of, well, Lunalight is a bad matchup for me. Oh, I think we've walked into a mirror. Oh, never mind. Is it Striker or not? What is Morganite Striker? Okay. Can I out it? I can out it with Lemnis Gate. But the problem is I need to get Sky Striker spells into the graveyard for that. How is this the first game I run into, dude? It's actually so dumb. I need to put at least 2 Sky Strikers into the grave, but that's gonna happen naturally. Oh yeah, they did add a spectate feature in the game now. I saw that. Oh, it's a light monster. Hold up. The problem is, like, I can out this now, but my hand is so shit. So what's the set? Inspector Border is the only one I can think of that they couldn't have normal summoned for more damage. Yep. And now I can use both. So they have Widow Anchor face down. I probably have to trade with the Shizuku. The problem is, if I attack now and they use a spell card, kind of bad for me. Huh. But they can't use Widow Anchor. Okay. My hand is so awful in this matchup. Because I can't even Kagari anything. Ugh. Okay. That works. That beats it because I have light and dark engrave. I think I'll just summon a 0. They have their own super poly. That's funny. Um. Oh, dude. Why does my day have to start like that?